just heard the word courage. I feel like I need that right now. I have a little envelope here that I wrote some notes on. So I have 4 things that I want to get to tonight. First, I want to congratulate all the inductees. I'm hoping for 2 to 3 good jokes. Anything more than that is a bonus, so if I get a laugh, I'll check that off. I want to go over my dad's account. My mom, that's my mom. I got 1 check, so I only need 1 more joke and I'm good. I want to talk about my dad's accomplishments and also how he's inspired me and a lot of other people over the years. So I'll start with congratulating the inductees. I think the best wrestlers share their joy, their knowledge of the sport, and what they got from the sport with a lot of other people. And listening to these guys talk tonight, it's kind of a tough act to follow. But I can definitely tell I'm sure there's been a lot of lives that you've touched, and there's been a lot of people that you've inspired. And I just want to congratulate all of you guys. This is a great honor, and you all deserve it. Next, I just want to talk. Now, I wasn't there when my dad started wrestling, so I kind of invented a story. I think it went something like this. So let's go back 1970-ish. I don't know. I asked him tonight. I've never asked him before this about how his wrestling career started. I know they didn't have. I don't think they had Pee-wees that long ago. I mean, youth sports just started probably in the last 50, 60 years. So this is what I'm imagining. I see a lot of people walking around in bell bottoms, crazy shirts. There's probably Jimi Hendrix playing in the hallway. And then there's this real chubby guy with crossed eyes, kind of tight pants, flannel shirt. And then there's Leo Johnson walking through the halls, and he's like, "Hey, that guy's pretty big. Maybe we could get him on the team." My dad is kind of like running away, and then, I'm just imagining. Leo Johnson holds up this singlet, and he's like, "You get to wear one of these." And so my dad's like, "Oh, all right, I'll give it a try." I'm just checking off because it sounds like I got another. That's at least 3 laughs. So I guess from there, it turned into a pretty good career, from what I hear. He was a 3-time section champ. He was a state champ in 1974. Just a little asterisk, that was at heavyweight. So if he was 152 pounds, I probably wouldn't be up here today. Heavyweight, as most of you know, it's kind of an easy weight class. But his senior year, he won the sectionals for the 3rd time, but he broke his leg going into the state tournament and didn't get to go. So I would guess that being at that easy weight class, he probably would have won the states again. And after high school, he tragically had open heart surgery, and his athletic career ended there. I know he was going to go on to play football or wrestle in college. And he could have been knocked down, and as I get into how he inspired me, he kept going, and there's a lot more success. I was talking to Coach Birkinshaw today. I said, "Is there anything you wanted to add?" And he said, "Well, he's kind of had something to do with everything that's happened in Beeville in the last 70 years." This actually happened. I'm like, "Tony, how old do you think he is?" He just turned 60, and we agreed he looks a lot older than 60. He walks around kind of a lot older than 60, but he only is 60. So one of his accomplishments, he has had a hand in inspiring a lot of Beeville wrestlers over the past, I don't know, not quite 70 years, but he's also raised 7 kids, and each one of us think that we're his favorite, and I think having me come up to talk tonight was kind of his answer that I am the favorite. And he has, I think right now, he's got 10 grandkids, and 11 and 12 on the way. One's swimming over there right now. And each grandkid, I hear the word hero a lot tonight. Every grandkid, you should see my daughter, and I know my nephews and nieces, see their eyes light up when they know they're going over to see Pa, or Pa's coming over to see them. And he's got this kind of effect, not just on our family, but on the kids that he's coached over the years. A way that he cares about us, that everybody kind of thinks that they're his favorite. And I think it's a unique quality. It's something that it's really hard for coaches to make a connection with their kids like the way he has. So moving on to the way that he's inspired me and others, it's just to start, him and my mom have taught us that there's a lot of ways to measure riches other than money. I guess money is not a really good way to measure it for him, because he never had a lot of it. But he does have a lot of other things that make us rich. And family is another thing that's come up a lot tonight. And just the amount of people that are here today kind of shows how he's inspired us and how he's cared about a lot more than just himself. Personally, I can remember in high school running in New York, Syracuse winters with him driving behind me in the car, just to be there for me. And he never made me run. He never told me I had to, but he was always, somebody from so-and-so from Fulton is probably running right now. So-and-so from here and there. So he's like, Gene, what? Not up to me. I'm just telling you, somebody else is probably running, so you better go do that. And that really did, I think that got me everywhere that I got in my wrestling career. But also, in a time in my senior year, I lost in the section finals. And I remember all he said to me is, "You'll make it up someday." And to me, I was kind of like, "Dad, I'm done. This is it. I'm not wrestling anymore. I'm playing football in college." And at that time, I never thought, I'm going to have a lot more opportunities to make up a loss. And that, it was kind of, I kind of learned it was on me. That was the first time in my life I didn't push myself as hard as I needed to. And I really thought the other kid deserved it. But now, 12, 13 years later, I can think there's been so many times that I could make up that loss, and so many other ways in life that go far beyond wrestling. And I think the people here tonight understand what wrestling does and how it brings you to those other places in life. Kind of going with some of the same things that people said tonight. People are always telling me how my dad inspired them. And one big thing is he taught me to coach attitude more than just wrestling. Teach kids, how to get the best out of themselves. And I think a lot of that is probably because he didn't really know a lot of wrestling moves. One of his friends tonight was telling me he got interviewed as athlete of the week, and they asked him what his favorite move was, and he stood up and said, "The pin." I'm assuming that's a true story. I don't know. I don't know if any of these are true, but so again, all the people here tonight shows the impact that he's had on other people. He's even volunteering at Phoenix. I know Phoenix is a school that's really hurting for coaches. My dad's another one that's going to help out, because my nephew Jaden is wrestling there. He's trying to make him tough, trying to make him mean. So, just in closing, I want to congratulate my dad. He's the reason that the term "old man strength" came to life. And he's proof that a low IQ can't stop you from being in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know what to say after all that's been said tonight. Thank you so much. Kind of dumbfounded. But I'd like to thank Section 3 and the old Onondaga County League to start off with. When I had to have heart surgery when I was 18 years old, the whole county, the whole section started the Dan Lang Fund and did wonderful things for me and my family, and it was a tough time. And I'm just so happy to have been a part of this, and all of you and everything you've done for me. And one of my favorite coaches always said that what's important is how significant you can be to someone else. And I want to just say that you've been so significant to me. I was fortunate enough to be born into a family that was filled with faith and honor and dignity. And all I ever had to do was respond to that. I was fortunate enough to have my next door neighbor be Coach Leo Johnson, who taught me that I could win, and I won. And I feel so much that I owe so much to this great sport, this incredible sport. And I'm just humbled to be here. Thank you very much.